welcome. Fly my friendly skies. What are we looking at? This is a Matt sponsored brew review. This is Speed Castle from 3 Floyds. Yeah, 3 Floyds. For me, if I were to say that they're a 50-50 for me, America. By the way, any liberals listening, still not tired of winning. This is a Pilsner style, weighing in at 5.1, I think. Matt gave it to me because it was a Pilsner. First of all, he's not a fan of Pilsners. Second, he's not a fan of Pilsners. 5.6%. Sometimes you just gotta stop and smell the bush. Okay, so it looks like a Pilsner, but different. It's not obviously all crystal clear and shit. Maybe it's Mexican beer. Smells like a Pilsner. But then again, sarcastically, I always say, if you did a Pilsner right, wouldn't it taste like a Pilsner? Cheers. Well, unlike most things from 3 Floyds, it doesn't immediately suck. Oh, and in case you missed it, welcome to the new home for, I can't remember, on the first strike. I think it's a week, and I appealed it, and they said no. It definitely broke community guidelines for nudity. What are your community guidelines? I mean, technically speaking, after they pulled the thumbnail of the woman wearing a completely solid red shirt, and when I appealed that, they automatically put it back, which I was actually shocked. So, yeah, I don't really care. I've said this before. When the channels have struck out and they're gone, I will probably officially hang it up, because unless somebody can come up with a different venue, I am sick of constantly being I mean, okay. I'm not even gonna bother going on, because somebody always points out YouTube is a privately owned company, which means if they want to fuck you over constantly and censor you and edit you and tell you what you can and cannot do, it is their platform, after all. On the other hand, I am sick of their constant censorship, and you're scanning through videos and you watch some chick blowing paintballs out of her vag, and then I guess I haven't gone looking for it lately, because I listened to a couple of you and I didn't want to ruin it for everybody. I did not make a single comment about the 2 women with the large tits that show you how to properly feed a baby, or maybe it was also examined for breast cancer. I mean, this is WokeTube. If you're listening, this up here is just different size of women's tits, so you get an idea of when you are checking for cancer. I mean, like this, you're gonna have to spend more time thoroughly checking this. And personally, if she wants me to help out, I found the most sensitive way of finding any lumps is to use my tongue. Oh, it's 4:54, Jolson. Weird. Let's see. 7 days ago on the Curtis Original Special Recipe, which sucked, Mr. Mark Mack says, Eric, sometimes things just don't mix. Kind of like liberals and patriots, laugh out loud. Then we have 3 for when we were up at the Breeze Inn. Breeze Inn's Spicy Bloody Mary. Smile Money says, Spicy Bloody Mary, Jolson is driving. And then Cheapo Gun Guy says, Spicy Bloody Mary, is there any other kind? And then someone named Fritz the Cat says, Jesus, is that Patton Oswalt? I don't even know who Patton Oswalt is. Let's see. Let's search and find out. Oh, he's an American comedian and actor. Well, let me go back and look. I don't look anything like Patton Oswalt. Okay. Smile Money was first on the Forest Floor Foods Bloody Mary mix. And then Jolson says, we need more cowbell. Smile Money says, you shook on it, no cowbell. And then he says to Smile Money, only for the one video. And Smile Money says, yes, that was the agreement, laugh out loud. And Jolson says, the obligation has been met for now cowbell reparations. Now for cowbell reparations. And Cheapo Gun Guy says, cold turkey. A quick break. Just walk away. Don't look back. We're calling Cowbells Anonymous. Stand by. And Jolson says, ring the cowbell. Cheapo Gun Guy says, it's gotta be the morning somewhere. I would, but I don't even know where they are. That's a bummer. Rich Huff says, cheers all. Cheers, Rich. Smile Money says, you broke community guidelines. Well, of course you did. Cheapo Gun Guy says, it was a matter of time. Well, you know, like I said yesterday, when they say, this is where you can see an example of you breaking community guidelines, but then you've made the video so that I can't watch it. I mean, I can't even watch it. I can. They actually didn't delete it. It's let me see. If I go to manage videos, oh, excuse me. Oh, wrong channel. Sorry. I mean, I don't think they did. I think it's just all grayed out, and it shows that that I got my penis slapped. Oh yeah, here you go. It Arizona hard iced tea removed. Terms and policies. Comments 0. Let's edit it. Removed. Oh, here's the link. Your video has been removed for violating YouTube's policy on nudity or sexual content. Oh, so let me guess. Anything that they deem sexual is now sexual. So I'm willing to bet WokeTube. Hey, you want to see my fingers fucking? Oh, my finger's so deep. Oh. And then sometimes this happens. It slips out and it goes in this hole. Smart Money. Matt's going to forget how to co-host. We need a deer harvest update. He got one this year. Smart Money says, yes, Jeremy, Eric was not kind to Warrior Brewing. Not about the beer, just about being ignored as a YouTube star. Just like you said. Laugh out loud. I'm a very important motherfucker, okay? Cheapo Gun Guy, some people just can't be ignored. Issues. Always issues. Sharky, damn, here we go. Early one, as announced. The other one looked like a... Oh, I don't know what's going on right there. The other one looked like the gates to the Holy Land. Smile Money. You know it is important not to comment about what other channels get away with. Eric ruined naked yoga. Eric, it's naked yoga, not naked choke it. No wonder I got the boot. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't think there was going to be a shit ton of comments due to the fact that, well, it's the backup channel, and two, it's the backup channel. I mean, at least in this one, she looks at least 18 and a half. There's somewhere she definitely does not. A Pilsner all on its own, you know, it's okay. It's a Pilsner. I'll just say that 3 Floyds didn't screw it up. So Speed Castle, world-ending Pilsner. Well, only if you leave the Biden administration in charge. Oh, so if I talk about that, I suppose that's more community guidelines. As WokeTube stands up for their fearless leader, Biden, who by now, I don't know, for me, it was every other video I saw this morning. Pardoning Hunter. Let me get the on-screen out of the way. Let me give you my true feelings on this. I'm glad he did, because now if the, well, you know, first of all, anybody that has a fucking ounce of blood running through their brain knew that it was going to happen, even though, personal favorite, even though they constantly said, White House, we've already said he's not gonna. Biden, I will not. Pardon. You know, I like how the stuff with Hunter took place in 2018, and yet they backed up to 2014. Huh. Like those cancer checking the mammogram, to 2014, which coincidentally all works out with Joe Biden's thing with Ukraine. Huh. That way, Hunter can't testify against his dad. Tomorrow's garbage day. And recycling, in case, you know, you're playing along at home. So my friend Ricky gave me this. Did I even determine what brand it is? China. Gave me this knife. As you can see, it needs a little love. Holy shit! Oh, when you're checking those for cancer, you might as well plan it as a day trip. I would say right around 4 to 5 hours on the right one, and then you probably built up enough practice that you only need like 3 or 4 hours to do the left one. Yeah, I gotta somewhere around here. I have the puck, but I don't know what I did with it. So I know this is shocking. So I can get an edge back on it. I'll just take it over to the grinder. Just kidding. Oh, and now that we're well past the point that anybody but the true feisty ones are still here, Feyachi has come out with a red dot, and this is just an unboxing. I have to say, I'm surprised. I am. From what I've been seeing about the O-site, I think if I was to actually spend money on one, I would purchase this one before I would purchase the O-site. There is an awful lot of videos out there of people talking about how in less than 50 rounds the thing was dead. First of all, which is kind of cool, is it's tray loading for the battery. It's shake awake, so something that I actually can put on a pistol. It comes with the Picatinny mount, which it's on right now, so it's obviously only going to be that big when it's actually sitting on a pistol, as opposed to all of that. Other than that, its controls are bright up and down, and it gets bright, which is a good thing. But it's $89, and it comes with one plate. I think it's supposed to be the equivalent to like the Trijicon footprint or whatever. So I'm not even sure as of right now if anything that I choose for it is actually going to work. Here, let's put a red dot on my cancer cutting. Well, never mind. But $89. I like the looks of this more than the O-site too. I mean, if they sent me one to review, I would definitely take a look at it and see. I mean, everyone says it's cool because like the charging cradle for it closes down on the top of it, so you don't have to like change out batteries or whatever, and you don't have to take it off of your pistol. It's taking a beating in the review world for not holding up. Now, will this do the exact same thing? I have no idea. I just know that when I opened the box and started taking a look at it, I'm like, this is nicer than the one that's on the Hellcat, which is a Fox. This is nicer than the one that's on the Springfield, which is a Fox. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to put it on yet. I had half-ass thought about putting it on here, and then Jolson's like, well, it's kind of like you've already got one on there, and it's working, and it's probably sighted in, which Oh, I guess you can actually adjust this one. It's just really, really small. Allen wrench. Sharky! Just kidding, it's not this one. This one's got a Hornady XTP in it. This, on the other hand, is full-on basement pop ready. So, like I said, $89. I will obviously be putting it on, I don't know, I guess I cannot remember if the 80%, the one that's been my on-duty gun, which is the 80%, and I built it to be a G17. I cannot remember if that's optics ready. Otherwise, this one, because I am not quite sure if it's behaving yet or not, or good bad, or possibly putting it over here, but I lean towards the G17 80%er if that one was optics ready, and for the life of me, I cannot remember. Otherwise, for the sake of being able to shoot it and see if it holds up, that's if I can even mount it on here. I don't know about the layout. I know these two are distinctly different. You've got the screws more forward on the black gun and more towards the back on the tan gun. Somewhere it's nipple o'clock. Little zing zang. Sharky SH, quick one, which is amazing. Put the 4 of us in one spot. Bad day drinking again. Bad approves of this day drinking. Greetings, Captain. Cheapo Gun Guy says he had a little help from his friends. And he had a little help from his friends, yes. I approve of this message. Bad says back to him, Mr. E gets by with a little help from his friends. Oh, excuse me. Bad says, spiked that T so hard that you broke community guidelines. Oh, yeah. I mean, technically speaking, that's why I just wait for the shoe to drop. That means if the spike T was offensive to WokeTube, that would mean every video that I've ever done left up on the internet does also. But remember, if they delete the captain's main channel and then they delete the captain's backup channel, then I'm going to go use Mr. 10mm bullet, and when that's gone, we're done. I say that now, but Poco just keeps on making fucking channels. Buy his hookers. Yes, except for the tattoos. But we can work our way around those. Cobra says, I wish Rumble was better. Can't beat WokeTube for interactivity and volume of content, except YouTube wants to act as the publisher that censors content. That is so true. Cheapo Gun Guy, I know it's not easy for you living this life, but try to remember, always try to remember, you're not the only basement dweller in Duluth. I'm sure there's hundreds more. Mike says, cheers, everyone. Cheers, Mike. Then he says, hello, Caitlin. Wade, hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. If you didn't, better luck next time. I don't know about you guys, but it was a fantastic time. You know, I mean, the only way it could have possibly gotten better if it wasn't feels like -14, and then we, you know, would have been able to spend some time over at the rifle area and spend more time with pistols, but it's like, and we pretty much timed it good too, because the wind was being blocked, but something shifted just as we had everything packed up and cleaned and we were ready to go. All of a sudden the wind changed and it was very cold and very bitter. So I was looking into to see if there's, you know, is this a proprietary mag for the Easy 40? Like, first of all, it would be nice to have more than a 10 round mag. Maybe that's not even possible. But this, as you see it, is $32. The only place that it possibly, but it's kind of a joke because it's just their name, not the way they do business. Cheaper than dirt. They were out of stock, but I think this was the one that we had the problem with. The other one, I took it apart and cleaned it, and Mother's polished it, but I think this is the one that's just a little bit more squeezed together. I mean, obviously, by the way it was performing, I'm pretty sure that the problem with it was entirely because of the magazine. That, and I'm pretty sure, not 100%, because the mags were not identified as Mag 1 or Mag 2, which I will do before I shoot it again, because I haven't done anything to this mag, and I think this was the mag that just looked like it was squeezed a little bit more, or maybe it took a hit and kind of closed it off, causing the follower to when it comes to the top, it's drooping a little bit, and it's causing the round just to smash straight into the ramp. All I can tell you is every time that it was shot, it's 2 mags, and each time somebody had mag in the gun, mag in hand, shoot, and there would have been an issue with one, and the other one ran just fine. So if there was something wrong at all with the pistol itself, it all came down, I mean, before I ever had the opportunity to shoot it, I just did like I always did, and I polished the chamber and I polished the feed ramp. And when we were out there, it was definitely a feeding issue. And if you're feeding just fine from one mag, and look, the douche flute's nice and clean now. if it feeds from one mag and doesn't feed from the other, well. Oh, I'd also like to. Hey, you think this would look badass with like some kind of oak or rosewood looking grips? I've seen that grips are available for this. I know the one thing that's takes a little to get used to is the locking the slide back is kind of a bitch, but the slide, which is not only is it ambi, but the slide stop lock is also a dual purpose thing. It's also the and there is a live round in it, is also the decocker. But overall, I thought it was a lot of fun to shoot, and I think this and Ed's gun need to go out and spend a little quality time together. I like it because to me it looks a lot like a SIG. I mean, especially if you're looking at the ass end of it. Not happy with the price of mags for it though. But then again, we are in the greatest economy ever. Poco says, morning drinking, nice. And he says, Eric had mad scientist hair. And there's a zillion comments from Mr. 27, and that is all that's left. The other thing, politically, and again, I just want to state that I am not being facetious. I think Biden doing exactly what we all knew he was going to do anyway. He pardons his son, backs it up to the 2014 to cover his own ass. Because now Hunter can't testify against him on all of the Ukrainian stuff. Well played. But that now means that Trump can just go in there and free all of the January 6th people, which is a bunch of fucking bullshit. You've got people, they're now coming out and saying it was just a travesty of justice that this even happened to Hunter. She can suck a mean wiener. It's like I heard an interview, and I don't know if he was even of Democrat or Republican. He said this wasn't a stunt. This wasn't a political thing. This wasn't going after Biden's son. If this guy was anybody else, he would have gotten in trouble for tax evasion and lying on a form for purchasing a gun. Again, I just want to go on record and say, brilliant, just perfect. Let him pardon the shit out of them. That way, when Trump lets all the January 6 people out, these people have been in prison for 4 fucking years for walking through the door into the Capitol building. You know, when the security guards are opening the door saying, come on in, and now you're serving 4 years. Some of them have been in worse parts of it. You know, they're like solitary confinement and shit like that. So, whatever. I don't have a problem with that at all. And maybe the greatest thing, period, is Trump's nomination of Kash Patel. If you've ever had the pleasure to listen to Kash talk, he is a savage. And I'm not saying that he's going to go and be like the Democrats and do unconstitutional, illegal shit. Nope. He's going to use the law to its fullest. And being picked to be FBI director, I'd like to go on record as saying that I don't expect the Democrats to go through with saying yes to him, but any Republican that stands in the way of his nomination is a guilty motherfucker, and you know exactly where they stand. Not on the shore, but right in the swamp. Any Republican that stands against Cash. I think the first time I saw an interview with him, it was Tucker Carlson. And he was also on Sean... Why do I always forget Sean's last name? Sean... I think Cash is a true American patriot. And I 100% stand behind my comment. I don't think that the very many Democrats would possibly go along, because they've got mountains of shit to hide. But any Republican that stands against him, you know, is a swamp dweller. Lizard people. Mr. 27 says 33rd. Then he says, intro brew balmy little kid, lightsaber butthead. Then he says, nice intro, babe. Then he says, wow, no salty man or multi 357 man. Double disappoint. And then he says, is it cowbell time? That would be a negative, Ghost Rider. This is another thing I really lust for, being able to go out and shoot again. Hopefully it's going to function properly. I got a nice big red bead on the front sight post. Hopefully making it so that the front sight post doesn't disappear, especially on white paper targets. I hate winter. I'm gonna start with the blonde and then choose the other one. Yeah, this is a real dilemma. Bigger love muffins, so naturally I want to go that route, but no tattoos over here. Oh, see, cursed again, but that's, I guess, if you turn the lights out. Mr. 27, shortest brew bomy show ever. Well, no, that's it's not entirely true. It was. Wow, you don't get to see a time on that one. Over here, I guess. 22 minutes. Let us not forget that I'm going 1, 1, 2, and 3. let's not forget that at one point in time, the average length of a brew review was 15 minutes or less. It was a bunch of you guys that convinced me that we should read the comments, which I'm not arguing with. I don't have if there's going to be a lot of comments, I like to be able to answer all comments, which I realize right now I'm also behind on probably multiple ones over on eBomi, but it's also been a busy bunch of days. But it's I do like the format. I mean, if I'm going to review a couple beers, it's going to take more than 15 minutes anyway. So I enjoy the time. It's in a way because you guys are all here. You're just, the following day. I enjoy this time. To me, it's like my mental getaway, my safe place, which is why I fucking hate YouTube and what they do and what they've done. There was so many things. It was going, as far as I'm concerned, it was going in the right direction, and then they got fucking woke and they believed that they had to step in. I mean, as soon as YouTube told me that Budweiser and Chevrolet were no longer something that would want to run commercials on a channel where you discussed patriotism and the Second Amendment and the love of firearms and knives. As soon as WokeTube started saying that your gun content wasn't worthy of advertising, I knew that the words bullshit couldn't get it done anymore. It's like, fuck you. What is more American than the love and the freedoms that are involved in shooting? Any company, any organization, any person that wants to somehow stifle or take away anything that deals with the Second Amendment, they're fucking communist pig pieces of shit that should be unrealized in our society anymore. So anything that gets in the way of what our founding fathers, it's like, go ahead, please, try to explain it to me that when our founding fathers put it as the second thing in the Constitution, the second thing. I mean, if it was the first thing, the First Amendment being, say if the First Amendment was for guns and the Second Amendment was for the freedom of speech, that you would still have these loser piece of shit Democrats that anti-gun that stand against it. Well, you know why they stand against it? Because they can't fuck us in the ass if we can't shoot back and kill them. That's the whole reason. There's so many people that pussyfoot around it. Our founding fathers wanted to make sure that a tyrannical government like they had to deal with could never happen again. And if it did, they wanted to know that American citizens could remove them of using oxygen to make sure that our freedoms would be safe. Now we have as far as I'm concerned, a unigovernment. If it wasn't for what is happening under Donald Trump, please, all I ask of any higher power, whatever one that you believe in that's out there, all I want is Donald Trump and this administration to be watched over and taken care of. Because if something happens to this man, I believe our last chance is gone. And then they just march on in. And as soon as they take these away from us, we become like every other situation where the firearms were removed. They just walk all over you, and they can pull anything on you that they want. First of all, we should have never gotten where we are on just taxes alone. You know, I don't think the average American should have to work as hard as we have to work, especially right now under the greatest economy ever. Ha ha, fucking another lie from the Bidens. I'm not going to answer this question anymore. I already said he was not going to pardon him. Make sure that democracy is safe. Our founding fathers made it quite clear, and anybody with, if you just have the ability to open a fucking history book, you see what happens as soon as the government removes your ability to defend yourself. But they're gonna do it. They're going to do it under the guise of just trying to make sure that you're safe, and all those little children out there are safe. Yeah, no. My children were always safe because it was a household filled with guns. And if anybody tried to harm me or my family, well, then I am going to do everything in my power to make it, if it comes down to me or you, it's going to be me if I can help it. Or her. Or that. Mr. 27, how about some cowbell reparations now? I told you I would. I'd Caitlin, if this was you, well played, my dear. Well played. Last comment, Miss 27. It's been a while since we had a good basement pop. Oh, look. Destruction of religion, gun confiscation, identification of enemies as unifying cause. State individual rights, control over energy, control mass media, labeling political opponents as enemies of the state, attack of free speech, warrantless spying, doomsday fear-mongering, jailing political protesters, and fraudulent elections. It's got to get his little Hitler mask on. Ooh, I stuck my finger right on her titty. Okay. Overall, as a Pilsner, there's, I don't know, it's edgy, it's almost 6% alcohol, it's not boozy or anything like that, but it's a frickin' Pilsner. If I really want a Pilsner, I can get a Pilsner for a lot less money than what you're going to pay to get this through them. Overall, it's still drinkable on the E scale. I'm going to give it a 5. Okay, in the club. Bad says, howdy clubbers. Bad. That's some fixing going on right there. Bad. No alert, just decided to check and see if the captain was Harding Posts. Well played. Din, take a sip of some kind of a liquid. And Rich Huff says, cheers, Clevers. Oh, I can... Hang on, Din. I can accommodate. Garbage day tomorrow. Should have brought a garbage bag down here. So, well, here, take that with me. Din says take a sip of some kind of a liquid. Okay. Boom. What the hell kind of shit is that? Ooh. Got the this is what the Ninja is enjoying right now. And well, I guess better late than never. An hour ago, I opened the door of the safe. That technology. It's fast ass shit right there. Okay. Cheers, and like I said, look forward to some kind of information on this. The again, in the box you get a cleaning pad, this bunch of different length screws, 3 different Allen wrenches, and 2 batteries. One's in it, and then a mounting plate. So as long as that one works, but I thought for $89, like I said, it's a shake awake, which right off the bat, there's no on off button. It's move it. Okay. $89. Feyachi RDS 27. Okay, may or may not be here tomorrow. So, cheers.